Have you ever gone an entire week without any access to internet, even on your cell phone when you're at home?
But not being on vacation.
Yeah, that is what we did when we visited Rocky Mountain National Park. And as a full-time RV living family who needs internet, it was a very unique situation.
Yeah, working on the road, it's not too difficult to find places that have internet access, but knowingly going in with no internet, this was going to be a challenge.
We are so dependent on internet all the time, not only for work, but even for our kids' entertainment, for reading online, staying connected through social media, that coming to a national park without internet, knowing there wasn't going to be internet, this is a challenge for us. I'm interested to see how the kids do this week, how Tony and I do this week, what we do to keep ourselves busy and happy, and maybe it'll be really good to unplug and only plug in when we absolutely have to for work. We'll see. It was a challenge, but we were ready to explore that challenge a little bit. I think we went into it knowing, okay, there's not going to be internet at Rocky Mountain, but Estes Park was close enough. So we knew we could drive into the city of Estes Park and access internet there for work. But you were so determined to try and get internet in the RV when we got there. And I just kind of was like, all right, let's see what you can do, hun.
Yep, so I took out our big pole and directional antenna and was checking out where the cell towers were, and I was able to get connected to them, but there was zero bandwidth, so all that work for nothing. And at that point came to the realization that yes, we were truly going to be with zero anything for the entire week.
Couldn't even make a phone call, like couldn't make a text message,
yeah.
Nothing.
No 3G, 4G, LTE, zero, just black hole. But it allowed us to disconnect, which we needed.
I know, we really did.
Yeah.
We had been spending so much time with friends and RVing full-time, like traveling with different friends, that it was like a time for our family to just kind of be together, disconnect from the internet, and connect with each other a little bit more.
Yeah, totally reconnected that whole week. It was awesome.
It was. I mean, we saw so many animals, number one. Oh my goodness. Yep. Okay, let's think about it. Which animals did we see?
Elk.
He's coming.
Let him cross.
Oh my God.
We saw several elk on that one time. That one crossed the street.
Yeah, right in front of us.
That was so cool. We saw
a moose.
Oh, a moose that same day.
Yep. Ton of different deer, whitetail and mule deer. There's a deer.
There
Hello,
he is. He's
deer.
like right there. She's right there.
Hi, deer. Are you eating num-nums?
A marmot, several marmots. They're like little fur creatures at the top of Rocky. I know, well they are. I don't know. They're like.
I thought I saw a pike come out of a hole a while ago, but I don't think it was. Hello. He moves.
And they make those squeaky sounds.
Yeah, like a little strained cat or something, just weird.
I know, and we had deer even in like our campground yard. And the kids thought that was cool. It was really neat. Oh, and then, well, we didn't see, but we did have a bear incident. Last night, Tony and I heard noise outside of the RV, and we wondered if it was a bear. We looked out the window, we didn't see anything, but it sounded like a bin. And so this morning I get up and I come outside to look, and our bin of all of our Camelbacks and our hydration packs was tipped over and open, and the Camelbacks are scattered all over. And I saw a bear print on the ground, and then the neighbors came over and they're like, "Did you hear the bear last night?" And I'm like, "So it was one." And he's like, "Yeah, they broke into my car, or my truck. They actually shattered his truck window, that bear did." And then our other neighbors who are in this, what is it, like a tent over their trailer, have big paw prints on it. They didn't feel it, but they heard it. And then we actually have some bear paw prints on our van. Luckily, it didn't shatter any of our windows, but I think the back windows were cracked open a little bit. And you know that our kids always have snacks in there.
The kids really enjoyed being disconnected because a lot of the times they'll jump in, get on, do their homeschooling, and which then transitions into gaming on their iPads or just playing on them, listening to music, but we had zero access to anything, so they reconnected with each other and were just playing around outside, building fairy gardens.
I know, the girls were out there and they were picking all different leaves and building fairy gardens. Riley read it on his Kindle a ton. I read like 10 books that week. But then they also all came together and they were playing board games. They hadn't played board games in weeks because there was no internet, and they enjoyed it. It almost like would force them to do it, but in a way that we didn't force them, just the situation did.
Right. Yeah, we weren't with friends. We weren't. We didn't have online access, so they had to depend on each other, and it was great to see.
It was great to see. Even the girls were doing the Junior Ranger booklets from the national park right here at the table, and that was really cool because they don't always do that at every national park anymore now that we've been to so many.
Right.
So that was really neat. And then when we did need internet, we discovered that we could just go into town.
Yeah.
So it was like no internet. I think one of the big things for you and I, Tony, is no internet at bedtime. And when I say internet, like your cell phone.
Yeah.
Like we just have gotten so used to like reading online or checking our text messages or going on Instagram and like
going
responding.
Through emails, going through your, online banking,
yeah, that's what
bills,
we do. Like
all that kind of stuff.
And we couldn't do any of that.
Nothing.
Like nothing. So it was like bedtime. We're like, "Hi, honey."
It's like, oh, hi, person.
Oh, hi. I mean, we should, spend more time putting our phones away and like spending that time together. And so that was really nice too.
Yeah.
But then when we did need internet, Monday morning, no internet at our campground means we had to wake everybody up earlier than they anticipated and get in the van so we can drive to Estes Park and get some internet so Tony can get some work done. I have a little bit of work done, and the kids are missing being able to connect online with their cousins and friends and do their typical homeschooling and games online. So we've
had no internet.
I know, no internet. We don't know what to do without it. So we're gonna go to the library in Estes Park and have some internet this morning. But that meant everybody had to wake up. We went into Estes Park.
Yep, we went into town and there was tons of options, coffee shops all around the place, and even one of the best libraries we found on the road. Little secret.
I know, it was a really cool library.
It was.
They had an awesome children's area. The little ones really loved it and they played there a lot. And then they had really fast internet.
It was incredible. It was over 100 megabits down and up, and so I got there and
it was awesome. It was exciting to be able to have internet and be able to let the kids play. Either just play there, or they would get online and like connect with friends, do a little homeschooling. We got our work done that we needed to get done. It worked out really well.
Yeah, so while I was in town working at various coffee shops, or like I said, the library, Jill...
I took the kids out and we did things that sometimes we forget to even do. We did more of the like, let's get to know this city. Let's become tourists for a week, because sometimes we don't always do that because we're just living there. And
right.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to take them out and see some of what Estes Park had to offer.
Yeah, being full-time travelers, you get into travel mindset, which is different than being a tourist. A tourist, you kind of go to the overpriced shops and you see the things and you get your picture taken in front of the things. Being a full-time traveler, you kind of have to get to know the area, get to know the culture, where to work, how to, get your groceries, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was different, we kind of flipped it on its head and we, played tourist for a week.
We did. It was fun. The kids and I decided we want to go on a taffy tour. So we decided, we saw so many taffy shops just driving up and down the street.
Yeah, not one or two.
A ton. Like 7 or 8, I think. Yeah. So I took the kids on a taffy tour. We walked up and down their main street in Estes Park, and we visited all the candy shops and got to check out what it had to offer when it came to candy.
Yeah.
Then another day we went on the Red Trolley Tour, I think is what it was called, which is a free tour that Estes Park offers. They offer a lot of different free bus rides, but the trolley was the one that stood out to our youngest Jasmine, who really wanted to try it out. So we hopped on that, and that happened to be from the Estes Park Visitor Center, where we learned about this Where's Waldo game. So we got to go around to different stores and find Waldo in the stores, and that was really fun to do too.
Yeah, the kids got little stamps at each one. It was like a bingo card basically, and then once they got enough stamps, they could turn those cards in and actually get a prize.
It was really neat. And then we even went out for a couple different coffee shops. We went out to a restaurant, and we just really got to know the city, not just as travelers, but as tourists, which which can be fun. You know, I turned off all the computers and I spent quality time with the kids while Tony was either back at the library or at a coffee shop working.
Yep.
Another fun thing that we like to do when we visit a new city is to go find a playground or two to check out. And Estes Park had an awesome playground.
Yeah, the kids had a blast there.
It was really fun. We were like climbing on rocks outside of it. They were playing at the playground. There were just so many fun things to do. We were feeding the ducks. You remember feeding the ducks when both you and I had a meeting?
Yeah.
We both work, you know, and so we both had a meeting on Tuesday morning, and we had to find a place with internet, but where the kids could occupy themselves so we could both hop on our meetings. And so we found this coffee shop that had like a big back room with games, and the kids got on the internet, played a little bit, and then after my meeting I was able to take them out and help them feed the ducks outside. Some of the small things, you know, we really connected more. I mean, that's really what this is all about, is we struggled having internet.
Yep.
But we found a way through it, and
we disconnected, but reconnected.
We did. We disconnected to reconnect.
Yes.
Yes, with each other, but also, I know this sounds corny, but also with nature.
Yeah.
Because we were able to like really get out there, and there were like deer in our yard as we're just like sitting in our
Yeah,
RV going.
giant elk crossing the road, and again, some of those things you forget about, and maybe
as you've been RVing for a while.
Yeah, as you're traveling around so much, sometimes you just get swept up into life, and being a full-time traveler that, okay, we're in this national park, okay, we're in that one, okay, cool, you know, same thing, there's some rocks, but it allowed us to really focus on, you know, our just pure luck that we're able to do this full-time for over 2 years now and get out there and see these things. I mean, how many people, how many of you have seen an elk? You know, up close and personal.
Or recently.
Or
you know, maybe you have, and maybe we have, and you know, we have. Like when we first launched, we were going through Yellowstone and South Dakota and the Black Hills, and the bison were right there, but it's been years. So, you know, we were really looking forward to Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yeah.
We had planned this like 6 months out. We're like, we're gonna do this. I know there's no internet, but we're gonna make it work.
And
we did, and we made some great memories.
It was a blast.
Now, how do we have internet in the RV, dear? We keep telling you that we're gonna provide a video where we go over in depth how we get internet in our RV, and it's going to happen. He is going to do this video this week with me, and then we will be sharing it very soon as we're talking about internet, because this is the guy that everybody calls. Like we're at a full-time families rally, and he's the guy that everybody goes to figure out, how do I get internet in my RV? And he's the one reading up on it all the time. So we're gonna share that with you really soon. So stay tuned for that video. We'll make sure and link to it. Because
quick tip, space magic.
No, it's space magic. No, quick tip, cell phones, not Wi-Fi. But we'll move into that in a different video.
Yes. Okay, if you like what we're doing here, make sure and share our videos with your friends, family, the internet at large. Anyone you can find, tell them where to go. Let's Travel Family.
Give us a thumbs up, check us out on Instagram, and head on over to the blog. That is really where we're at. We would love to connect with you guys. So we are looking forward to connecting with you more, and stay tuned because really soon that RV internet video is going to be out. It's happening. Bye guys.
Bye.
The things we do for internet. We got here to Rocky Mountain National Park, and we knew we weren't gonna have internet, but Tony's determined to see if he can make it happen. So we have our giant pole, and he's bringing it all the way up the hill, and he's gonna see if he can get enough signal to kind of come back down the line and get in to, you know, make it to the Wii Boost in the RV. We'll see how this goes.